Hey everybody! My name is Abigail Seefeld and this is my Genius Hour. All right, so my Genius Hour is about the best ways for schools to incorporate arts into the classroom. So my findings were Arts Core, PBL or project based learning, and fostering creativity in the classroom. So Arts Core is essentially something that started in UW or at UW Oshkosh and kind of has filtered out from there, but it mainly is still in Oshkosh, but it's becoming more relevant in different places, and hopefully it will spread kind of everywhere. That's my hope, at least, because I think it's really great. And basically, what it is right now is professional development for teachers in schools. So, this Arts Core company or project is going into schools and working with teachers to create projects and curriculum that help bring more arts into the classroom. For example, working with science teachers and saying, like, hey, if we're doing a unit on bugs, could a way for students to show you their learning would be to make paper mache bugs that are, you know, anatomically correct? Or could it be that we're making cells out of Play-Doh? Or could we work with the math department and maybe we're rapping about our math facts as like a math lesson or something like that? So, and PBL or project-based learning is really wrapping into Arts Core as well. They're very similar, just in the fact that project-based learning Arts Core kind of comes out of project-based learning, because project-based learning and Arts Core are both very individualized for the students. And project-based learning is really coming out of the push for student-centered learning, which is amazing, and the individualized learning of that. So, and just creating more opportunity for students to show you what they're learning and their knowledge from where they're at. And then that's just more ways for you to meet the student where they're at. And then fostering creativity, that's really just more of a mantra, and keeping the space and environment of your classroom open and able for the students in your classroom to share with you just who they are and share their creativity, whatever that may be, whether that's through art or sports or music or writing, however they show their creativity, however they show their learning. And it's all going to be very different in diverse ways, but just fostering whatever their way is and allowing them to kind of show their learning, and, you know, allowing them to learn and explore different ways that maybe they aren't good at, but they want to be not good at, but that they maybe aren't excelling at as much, but still pushing them and challenging them, and they want to learn more and get better at those other things as well. So what do the 4 C's have to do with this integration? The 4 C's of education are communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. Just imagine the impact if arts education was embraced fully and integrated wholly into every school's curriculum. It would unleash the talents of all children, helping them to succeed academically, giving them more self-confidence, teaching them to be open and tolerant, and keeping them engaged in school. So Gail Conley said this, and she's the she's the executive director of the National Association for Elementary School Principals. And I found this through this really cool source. And I think you guys can see this. If not, definitely click on the link here, the Crayola bibliography resource. It's just got a lot of really cool stuff about the 4 C's, but also how you can use them in the classroom. So that's really cool. Okay, moving on. Here we go. Okay. Can the arts improve cultural integration in the classroom? Yes. Integrating arts into teaching and learning can result in more engaging classrooms for students of all backgrounds. I'm not going to read this whole quote, but, you know, feel free to. It's got some really great things about child development, and this research that I have linked here is really great research about incorporating the arts and culture. But basically, the argument here is that if you have, you, not if, you do have students from all different backgrounds with all different experiences, and you're putting them all in the same classroom. And so you've just got so many different experiences to pull from and so many different things to learn about for the other students in your room and just yourself. I mean, if you have a student, let's say you're teaching in Wisconsin, if you have, a few students who have grown up in Wisconsin, a few students that have moved from Minnesota or somewhere else in the Midwest, and a couple, maybe a student that has recently moved from Florida, and you say, everybody draw a picture of the place where you grew up, and you're going to hang those around the classroom. They're all going to be so different and so diverse. One is going to have palm trees and one might have snow. And that's something interesting that you guys can all talk about and say, like, wow, like we all grew up in such different places. Like, let's talk about this and think about like these different cultural things. And not only that, but just like different home lives and different belief systems and just different likes and dislikes, and all of these different cultures can just be improved by the arts. Just different type of music. If you have, of course, school appropriate, but just if you play music in the morning and everyone gets to bring in some selections, or if you drawing your home, like you are going to be able to build such a culture with the different medias of arts and the different things that your different students' lives and experiences can bring into your classroom environment. And what are the ideal grade levels for this integration? So this study or article that I found said that looking closely at 4 and 5-year-olds can be really helpful, and giving, I really liked the quote, we're giving them language they wouldn't normally have in a context that is meaningful to them right in the moment, which I love. I love that, because we talk so much in education about things needing to incorporate into the real world and transfer into the real world. And I know as a college student myself, I get bored when I don't know how things are going to move with me or transition with me into the real world. And so I love that we can give something meaningful right in the moment that is useful to them. But a lot of the other sources, and they say it in here too, that I just want to point out, is that it should never be something we have to incorporate, because it should just always be there. We shouldn't all of a sudden in second grade be like, okay, now it's time to start art, and we're just going to start doing art and Picasso, and now we're going to color, and we start just all of a sudden we throw art out as a thing. We should just always have art. It should just be a part of what we do. It should be a part of everyday life, because it is a part of everyday life. Art is TV and movies and paintings and website designs that we look at every day, and fashion and the clothes everything we wear is art, and almost everything we look at is art. Buildings are art. Everything is art. It's a part of our everyday life, so it should be part of our everyday curriculum too. So really, it's just about not integrating it, but just living in it. Here's some research and some resources that I've kind of compiled from this Genius Hour. I had a lot of fun putting this all together and learning more about something I'm obviously very passionate about. Thanks for listening.